Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Young here and welcome to a Batman Arkham Origins trailer analysis. Now that all the Xbox One stuff is out of the way, I can finally get into analyzing this exciting new trailer featuring one of my favorite villains, Deathstroke. If you haven't watched the trailer first, be sure to click on the annotation, but if you're good to go, let's dive right into it. Right off the bat, we get a look at the beautiful night skyline of New Gotham. This bridge right here bridges New Gotham with Old Gotham, the latter being what Arkham City used to be before it was turned into a city for criminals. Once we dive into Old Gotham, we quickly get to witness goons working for the Black Mask, carrying the bomb that will lead into the battle between Batman and Deathstroke. Now, though still unsure about the setting of the game, this calendar very much points out that it is a white Christmas, December 25th, 2013. Also note the letter R written on the table, which I have no idea what it means, and there's that mask to confirm the goons' involvement with the Black Mask. Soon after, the Dark Knight makes his first move. This part of the trailer is obviously showing off the all-too-familiar Predator mode we have come to know and love in the Arkham series, during which players have to stealthily take down foes. Now, in previous Arkham games, during Predator mode, there's usually very little interaction with the environment, usually just involving waiting for the right moment to attack using Batman's various gadgets. But in this game, players may have the ability to mess with breakers and light sources to create shadows for themselves, or the ability to interact with the environment in ways that will aid players take down enemies unnoticed. Enemies like this guy. And don't worry, he's not dead. Batman doesn't kill people, he just cripples them for the rest of their lives. That's pretty disgusting, actually. Here we see further interaction with the environment. This time we see Batman using the hollow floor to his advantage. Now, of course, this could all just be for cinematic effect, but all good trailers give a good idea of what developers are aiming for with their game, and this trailer just shows a lot of environmental interaction, in my opinion. Right here, we get a close look at young Batman's armor, which to me looks like a less shiny version of the Armored Edition outfit. His armor overall is also darker than in previous Arkham games, more akin to what we've seen in the Christopher Nolan movies. Now here's something that instantly piqued my interest, a green box labeled Queen Industries, which is a company owned by Oliver Queen, aka Green Arrow. Could this be a clue hinting at a Green Arrow cameo? The bigger question is, why are terrorists in possession of Queen Industries weapons? Regardless, the most important message here is the possibility of other superheroes within the DC universe making an appearance. Further pointing to a Green Arrow cameo is Deathstroke, who is also one of Green Arrow's main antagonists. What I do know for sure is that a time bomb labeled Queen Industries is not a coincidence or a little Easter egg. It's trying to tell us something, and my hope is that it's trying to say that we will see some Green Arrow action. Soon after, we get our first look at Wilson Slade, aka Deathstroke. I absolutely love his outfit here, but I am not a big fan of his voice. Instead of sounding like a sophisticated assassin like he did in Teen Titans, he sounds more like an overconfident goon. But I'm just nitpicking, overall very excited to see Deathstroke in action during gameplay. Batman's first move is to draw his all-too-famous batarangs, and like in past games, he'll be able to throw multiple batarangs at a time and hit individual targets with them. Deathstroke responds with some incredible movement. I have a feeling that one of Deathstroke's greatest strengths in this game will be his parkour capabilities. I mean, seriously, look at this guy. He looks like a ninja Ezio, the way he navigates the environment. It's gotta be some kind of indication of what we'll see him do during gameplay. Then Batman proceeds to use another classic gadget, the grappling hook, which will allow players to reach tall areas and boost themselves during flight like in Arkham City. In this particular footage, Batman boosts himself to attack his enemy mid-air. Could this be a new move? As Batman charges, Deathstroke draws his first weapon, the Rod, which will be one of many offensive weapons. Unlike Batman, who uses his fists as his main offensive weapons and his gadgets for support, Deathstroke will come equipped with all kinds of deadly weapons and gadgets. On his back are two swords, he has a gun holstered somewhere, and he even has rounds of ammo strapped around his shoulders. In other words, this guy doesn't fuck around. At last, Batman and Deathstroke clash, showing off some really cool combat, but of course, the actual game's combat will look nothing like that. This is CG after all. But what I find interesting is that for the first time, Batman is facing off against a formidable villain in one-on-one hand-to-hand combat with no strings attached. If you recall, previous boss battles from previous Arkham games never end up revolving around hand-to-hand combat. Villains usually are equipped with some kind of deadly weapon or power that players must evade and exploit. Deathstroke may end up being the first villain with hand-to-hand combat as the main focus of the battle. Now if we freeze the battle for a second here, you can see another branding, this one labeled AR Technology Industries, which could be a nod to the augmented reality training in Arkham City, and I wouldn't be surprised if AR training made a return. After a long battle, we finally get a close look at Batman's face, who clearly looks younger, and then we have Deathstroke with his piercing green eyes and ultra badass armor. Deathstroke proceeds to draw his sword, another one of his many deadly weapons. It'll be interesting to see how all these weapons will be integrated into the gameplay of Arkham Origins. I also love the ponytail extruding out from the mask, reminds me of the cyborg characters from Mortal Kombat. After an intense battle, bam, entered Deadshot, confirmed as one of the 8 assassins hired by the Black Mask. Now, unlike Deathstroke, who will take more of a direct approach in dealing with Batman, I presume that Deadshot will attempt a less up-close and personal assassination. It'll be interesting to see what the boss battle with Deadshot will be like. One of his signature weapons has always been the sniper rifle, as shown in this trailer, so perhaps we'll get something akin to the End or Sniper Wolf from Metal Gear Solid, although I don't know what Batman would use as his equivalent to a sniper rifle. While Deathstroke is distracted, Batman uses a familiar gadget, the Batclaw, which allows Batman to pull objects and enemies towards him during gameplay. This particular move is the Batclaw Slam from Arkham City. Deathstroke responds with a small firearm, which he is well known for using. Again, it'll be interesting to see how Deathstroke's many weapons will be integrated in the gameplay, both as a boss battle and as a playable DLC character. We then pan back to Deadshot and a sniper rifle, and as he shoots his bullet, we are shown a clear view of New Gotham, and once again the trailer shows interactivity with the environment, which further leads me to believe that both players and villains will be able to use their surroundings to their advantage in ways never done before in previous games. After the dust clears, out comes the Black Mask, who seems to be voiced by a different voice actor from Arkham City. The Black Mask wears his iconic mask, although in this game, it actually looks like a mask rather than something fully embedded into his face. He is also weirdly wearing a balaclava underneath, and for those who don't know, balaclavas are the formal name of the masks you see the regular goons and soldiers wear. The Black Mask is a very formidable villain, and the main villain in this particular game. He is known to be ruthless, merciless, and brutal in his methodologies, and we bear witness to a sliver of that right here. He's usually more of a behind-the-scenes kind of guy, with torture as his specialty. However, he can still hold his own in hand-to-hand combat and is proficient with firearms, but what makes him most dangerous is his influence and his many connections. Information is his greatest power, and he uses it to exploit the weaknesses of others. Soon after, we shift to Batman looking at the branding of the bullet. The bullet is clearly branded Amertech. For those who don't know, Amertech Industries is a fictional military-industrial firm in the DC universe. It is also the company that hired John Henry Irons, who later became known as the superhero Steel. This is the second non-Batman DC corporation featured in this trailer alongside Queen Industries, which is further indication that we may be seeing superheroes other than Batman make an appearance. What's interesting is that both of these companies seem to be supplying weapons and armament for the villains, which begs the question, have these industries been overtaken by terrorists, or have they somehow turned the heroes of those respective companies against Batman through blackmailing, through trickery, or whatever other method? We'll find out in time. The trailer closes with one last look at Batman, Batman, his armor, and the bridge that links old and new Gotham. And thus ends my trailer analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. If you notice anything that I missed, be sure to let our NASIAN know in the comments below. To be further updated on Arkham Origins, be sure to join the NASIAN and subscribe to Young Gear. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much, and Young out.